Let's start with the GitHub by Tech Health game. So today our agenda is how to install gitbash, how to connect Git with the GitHub account, what is Git, why should we use GitHub, basic commands to be started with the GitHub. So let's see how do we install the GitHub gitbash. So when we come to this page, I'll be sharing this link in the disclaimer. Even you go there and can download this from here. So it is written like in written how to install gitbash on Windows. So you go read this article. If you don't understand, do comment. So how do we? Step 1, download the gitbash setup from the official website. Though this is the link given to the official website, so you can go open link in the new tab or click on the link and you will be come to this page. So it is a very basically written what is Git. It is an open source distributed control system designed to handle everything from small to very large project with speed and efficiency. So let's not go into the depth deep, and let's see how we can install the download for Windows. So go ahead and click on the link over here and you will be able to download it. So download for Windows I have given, then it is like 32-bit for Windows setup, and this is here for 60-bit 64-bit Git for Windows setup. So I will go and download for 64-bit. There are other option as well. uh, Using WinJet tool you can do this here. Let's not go into that detail and see whatever we needed. So I will go and click on this link. Yeah, so let's wait. My internet is a bit slow, I hope. Let's see if it get downloads at faster speed. Once it gets the download, we'll install the Git. So in folder, its download is complete, I think. Now we'll see in the folder. So in folder, yeah. So it's an application, so you can double click and just install it. That's how simple it is. Yeah, this window, and it will ask the basic things over here. You just need to give next over there, next, and this is asking you the path. You can give the same default path, and now you can git bash. It will install here. Git GUI version of it will also install here. Then also there are some options that is, and like you can give a default one and go to the next. And one here, do not create a startup menu folder, it's all right. Then yeah, next, let git decide. Yeah, yeah, so and so you can give next. What is SSH, and I will speak about that in the upcoming videos of this, where you will get to learn many things. Here we go, we are at the end of our installation. Yeah, go on, come on. It depends upon the PC speed as well. So my PC is a bit older one, so it is taking time to install. Yeah, launch git bash I will give. So now you see here my git bash has been launched over here, and now I will show you how to. Now your git is installed git bash, and why my screen is gone. Okay, now it's showing the documentation piece once the install, like a new feature, what it has come and what's the new release of it. You can just go ahead and close this window. uh, Now let me show you how you can connect to the repository. I mean, how when you have a GitHub account, if you don't know how to create account on GitHub, just it's a basic thing like a Facebook account. You can go and sign up for that with a few basic details, and still let me know if you are facing trouble in creating GitHub account. I can help you with that. But let's come here and see how you can create a new repository over here. So you can go ahead and click new over here, and it's my user ID. You can give here the repository link you want. Suppose I am giving the tutorial git. So if that name is available, you can use it. You can go ahead, it will show a right mark. Then if you want to enter some description about it, for now it is as an optional, I won't enter it. And then we have public, private. So in case just wanted to make sure that if everybody can see your anyone on the internet can see the repository, means your code and what you are doing, and you choose who can commit, then you go ahead for public. And if you don't want anyone to see and commit to the repository, you can go to private. I'll go for public one. And here you see there is a readme file, you can add this. Then there is a add git ignore. I will tell you about this as well, like what is git ignore and what is the uses of it. So add a git ignore, choose okay. So create a repository. I will go ahead and create the repository over here. Yeah, so my readme.md is ready with tutorial.git. And then here you can see clone. You see there are https option, then ssh option, then github cli. Then there is uh, this one https where you get a link. So I'll copy this link. Okay, and I will go here and I will give the uh, let me create a folder first. Cd dex cd desktop. I will give dex desktop. So I will go to the desktop and create, let me make a folder. Then I have created a git tutorial like one of the folder on my desktop. Now I'll move to the git tutorial folder one. So it's like cd git and then tab. So I will enter into the git tutorial. Then what I will do is I will show you just one basic command here right now, because I will be using that to how we can the repository I created on the GitHub, how can I get it the same thing on my PC, the folder. So what I will do is I will use a command that is called git clone. So I will use this and I'll just paste it that over here. This is coming some garbage value at the beginning and the end. Remove that uh, this part if it is coming in your case. If it is not, that's fine. Just to git clone and then copy the URL that you copied from the GitHub, just paste it over here. Then it will tell you the git clone. So what it did is like uh, let me show you. So I'll close this one and I created a git tutorial as you saw there. So this is the GitHub page from there. It has downloaded. I had only one readme.md file over there, so it is like showing me readme.md. So once this you have this file over here which was on GitHub readme file. uh, it hasn't added dot git ignore, but no worries, we can do that manually as well. So I will show you how to add that manually and what is the use cases of that git ignore. So now we have seen how to install git bash, and now once we installed git bash, how do we connect the git with the github account, I mean git bash with the github account. Now I will tell you what is github, what is git. So git is a version control used for the tracking changes in computer files. So like version control system, so suppose you have a one version of file, and suppose you edited it, but also you wanted a previous version of that file. So how do you maintain it? You want to be making a copy of everything what you do in your locals, right? So you can manage in a single file, but that's a version how GitHub manages your files, and used for tracking changes in computer files also. So it is generally used for source code management in a software development. So whatever the developers are working on their codes, that is all stored on a source code management tool, that is a GitHub, and it is an open source. And how does this work? Suppose taking example, we have a central server system of GitHub where developer 1, developer 2, developer 3 and developer 4, like developer 4 is one of the senior candidate, and that's where he like main funda over here is that they were like we have a program, and developer 1, developer 2 and developer 3 working on some different module on the same project, like on the same code. Like dev 1 is working on module 1, dev 2 is working on module 2 and dev 3 is working on module 2. So suppose, and the developer 4 has like senior candidate that he has worked already on some of that like same code and have pushed into the central server. Central server is nothing but a GitHub account. So what developer 1, 2 and 3 did is like they pulled the same file from there, and now uh, developer 1, when he pulled, like he developed his own part of code in the same uh, code, and then again he pushed the code. But developer don't know that some developer 2 also has worked on the code, but when he tried to push the code, the central server will say that your local system is the files on the repository, I mean on the remote repository, is one push ahead from your files. So what it is insisting, it is insisting that you like you take the code from the central server first and then integrate your code. So then what he will do, developer 2, again he will pull the code in essence what is the working code on the central server, he will pull that, then he integrate the code, and then again he also pushes the code. These tasks are not meant to be a sequential, this can be a parallel one or something like that. So all the developers can work synchronously. So that is what I wanted to. It is a distributed version control tool used for multiple developers to work together in a non-linear development through its thousands of parallel branches. I'll let you know what is branches and how does that work. So stay tuned. So let me show cycles of Git, like how Git works. So you have workspace area. Workspace area is nothing but your local folders on your system. So we have also a staging area, then local repository, then remote repository. So what workspace does is that when you will be working or here editing like some files, uh, uh, you add, you make changes to the file over there, and once the changes is done, you reach some milestone at your lines of code, and or not even the lines milestone in your code, and even though you want to push those code or make changes in the repositories, then you can do that. So there is a command as git add. So when you do that, your code will be added into the staging area, and then when once the code is adding to your staging area, you do git commit, and then your staging area files will move to the local repository. And once when your files are in the local repository, then you have to push it on the remote repository, like some Bitbucket, GitHub, and there are also many other. So popularly most of the used are like Bitbucket and GitHub. So GitHub, when you do git push, it will go to the remote repository. And once when the code is on the remote repository, like again somebody wanted that code, so he can git pull or git clone. Actually I think it will be a git clone, so git clone is put over here. All right, so let's go to our next slide. So process of pushing files to repositories: create or edit the files in your local, and then you do the git add, then git commit, then git push. So this is a basic example how the cycles work. Then again you make some changes, then again git add, then git commit and git. So this is the basic commands that you need to use while doing these processes. And for checking the status at each of the stages, you can also make use of git status, and we will be seeing it practically all over in our session today. So these are the sessions, like these are the commands we'll be seeing today. Like one we have already seen, this last one, like git clone, like how do we clone the project that are we create repository on the uh, GitHub, so to our local. So this is how using this command we do, and still there are here remaining this much of uh, uh, commands yet to see, that will be seen. All right, okay. So let's go to our Git tutorial. This is our repository, and so tutorial git folder which we downloaded. Now suppose we are creating here some files, or we are working on some files over here. So you first open git bash and check the status of here. Git status, status. So what it is telling: on branch main, your branch is up to date, origin main, nothing to commit, working tree clean. It's saying that our working tree means it is referring to this our local git repository. It is clean. So there is nothing up to date that we need to maintain. So what we does is over here that let us start with touch command. So not with touch, you can like do anything and just need to create some file over here. Touch, uh, what should I use, like anything, python dot py. I mean it will just create a file over here. Touch command not found. Okay, I have given touch, sorry guys, it's touch touch. So the file over here created, python file. You can go edit this one. I'll just write a print command over here just for now. Print. So this is our python command. Now what I said is, uh, let's check with this one first, git add. So when we do, like, suppose before even going to git add, let's see the status now, right, comparative to earlier. So what was our earlier git status? So when we check for our git status over here earlier, what it was saying is this: on branch main, your branch is up to date. Like, it's telling that whatever there is on branch on origin main, we are completely updated with that. So now let's check. Now, because we have created something on our local and that is not there on our GitHub. So let's check what it is telling now. Git status. Now you see the difference. Uh, Here it is telling that there is a untracked files. Untracked files are, these are not added to the Git. So it is telling to, in order to start tracking of your file, there is a python.py file that is in your local. So you go ahead and add this file. So now we saw the status. Now this file is showing here, that is in red. Now suppose if you do git add and we do git dot means all the files in the directory. For suppose in case you can also uh, mention the particular file like python.py. So I have added like git add dot means all the files in the directory. So it is done. Now once again we'll go ahead and check the file, so like what it is status right now. So I will do git status. Now you see it is like telling the changes to be committed, means it will suggest you also the changes to be committed, means you have like added the uh, that python.py to the tracking, but it is not committed it. Committed it means it is not added to your local repository. So let's add to our local repository. Git commit -m and then message what we are adding. Like suppose other people are as well are working on the project and you have added something to the GitHub repository. So suppose when we fetch your code, they should understand, right, like what you have done in the code, in which part you have worked. So you can give a simple messaging like added print statement according to your changes to the file, you can give it. So I have done git commit -m, added print statement. Now because it is telling me author identity unknown, please tell me who you are. So it is not aware who I am. So it is asking me to uh, git config. So it is telling to git config. Let us try to do that. Sorry guys, just give me a second. Let's try. So you need to configure yourself over here. Copy, paste, config global user dot mail. So my mail is, okay, it accepted it. Now it's telling your username. So I will just even copy this. My username, I don't remember it. Let's check on the my account. It's like Ram Singh 1997. Ram Singh 1997. So I have entered it. Now I think now you can check the status again. It is like committed or not. So still it is not committed yet. So changes to be committed it is showing. So let's again retry to commit the file. Git commit minus m, then messaging print python added. So it is committed now, but again uh, till it is committed, it's committed on your local repository but not on your uh, uh, remote repository. So if you just come here and refresh the file, reload, so you see there you haven't even that python file that we created, it is not showing it here. So what we do is here, like we do the git push. So when we does this, now that particular file python that we were working on, that will be pushed on the github. Let's see, give me a while. This is taking bit time. Let's see, because this is first time, maybe I have configured the git with my github account, maybe that's why. Now see, it's asking me to sign in with your browser. So I will sign in with my browser. Okay, I've given sign in. Let's see. So once you do this verification, so then only you can, because you are doing first time. But these things won't come over a period of time when from the second time when you will be doing, you won't be asked these things. So let me see. It's taking me to this page. Okay, let me see. Or because of this, I want to do it here, because most of the things I will be doing on my this browser. So I have just copied the link from there and pasted over here, so I don't need to enter those credentials. So here I just want to get authorize git credential manager. So I'll authorize them and it got succeed. Now if you see that page over here, let me close this. So you see now the git push is working, and this have pushed the uh, code, I mean have done some changes and push those code to our GitHub. Now let me check like those uh, has pushed or not. So again I come here and reload this page. Now you see exactly this page has come over here. Okay, so what and all we are done with, we are done with git add, git commit, then git push, then we have also done git pull. Git pull, there is nothing as git pull. I excuse for that. uh, Give me a second. Where was I? Just give me a second. So there is a git pull, I think. Let me try with git pull. Yeah, there is a git pull. Sorry, git pull. What it does is that, like, suppose in case we need to download now, someone there is like have added something extra part, like someone else developer has put something on the GitHub, and like this. Suppose for example, I'll add file manually from here, create a new file, and name.me. I will write file.txt, just for an example, file.txt, and then I will hi tutorial on git. Suppose create commit new file. So I will do this. So you see there is a file.txt. Now you observe that I don't have this particular file on my local repository. So here I mean on my workspace, on my local workspace, I don't have that file. So what I will do that right now is I will git pull. Now if you see that the file over here, file.txt, that I did over there is now added over here, right? So that's what git pull works. And there is a git status, and git status I have shown you. Let's show you git branch now. What is branching and how does branching work? There are many use cases of branching, but I don't go into that deep because the video is already too much longer, and today I will show you just what is git branch. So if you do git branch, it's showing say git branch, it's showing main, so it's a main branch of ours. So it is, and like suppose if you have to create our anything new branch, so you do git branch and then branch name. Like in my case I want like dev, like developers branch. So I have done that, and now the git branch is dev branch is created. Now how do we do, once we develop, done with the branching, like created a new branch, how do we go to that branch, or how do we check out that there is another branch on my GitHub? So what you do is like git branch. When you do that, now you see, we have the git branch that is dev and main, but what is showing star mark over here? Star mark means we are yet into a main branch, we are not into the dev branch. So if how do we enter into the dev branch? So there is a, you are seeing it here, right? Git checkout. So when you do git checkout, checkout, chck, okay, check out, yeah, right, check out. And when you give like dev, now switch, it says here it's showing the switch to branch dev. Okay, so all right, so we have now switched to the dev branch. Now when you do git branch, that star mark would have moved to the dev. Now you see, now I will talk about even bit in the next upcoming videos of mine, but before going there, even uh, now if you say dev, like suppose here refresh, and then suppose, where do you, yeah, now what if I do, I do git pull, there is no tracking information for the current branch. It's telling there is nothing, uh, it's telling git pull and then remote branch. Like you need to specifically mention like git branch, git, git pull, sorry, git pull and dev does not appear to be a git repository. Okay, so yeah, it is not a git repository, right? So git pull remote branch, yeah, that's what I did. Okay, so refresh, yeah, I think there are no file for now. Okay, it's telling remote and as well as branch, so you have to mention the remote file name, remote branch, and then this one. Suppose let me try git full. What is my remote name? Tutorial git tutorial underscore git, then dev branch name. So that is not working. Let it be. We can do like git full dev. Dev does not appear to be git repository. Why is it still in low? Like we have moved to the git. I mean git status. If we check git status, when we check the git status, we are on branch dev. We are already on branch dev, and there is nothing to commit, and the working tree is clean. All right. So that is how. And suppose if there is something on the git status like on branch dev, and we are committing it, then we can pull that. Suppose we come here, and then we see there are, let me refresh for now we see only main branch over here. Reload. View all branches. Not showing. Okay, it's not showing for now. Let's read. I'll copy this file, and then I'll paste it again. I'll rename file 1. Now I'll check the status. Then it's telling file 1 to add. On branch dev it is telling. You see here, on branch dev, it will go to branch dev. Then I will git add dot git commit -m added on branch dev git push. So let's copy and paste this for the upstream. Yeah, so I think it's done. Now it's showing 2 branches right over here. Now as you see, they started appearing their branch as well. So when I go to their branch, it's showing all the added files here. Now I can switch between the dev and main branch. So something on their branch I can see only there, and something on their branch I can see whatever there is on their branch. So branching is done. Like I will come in a brief explanation what is branching and where do we use it and how do we merge the branch and all of those things. Uh, Now I think it's done, all of the branch. Git checkout I think done. Then there is one git difference. Let me show you git difference and git ignore. Mm, Git difference. Yeah. So suppose now, yeah. Suppose now in python.py, first let's move to the our current branch, that is origin.main. Git branch, git checkout main, git, sorry. So switch to the branch main. Now what we'll do is we'll open this Python file and we'll edit it. Now suppose I added another print statement over here. Print another statement. When I did this, now what I'll do is I'll check the difference. Git diff, what was that file name? To check the file names, I can type the ls command like python.py. So let me check this. Git python.py, git diff python.py. So now it is telling me that new line at the end of a file. So like it is telling that new line is added. Print another statement like -1 plus 1, it is telling, right? So it is telling that considering source as a destination as a our local file and destination as a repository file. So it is telling that there is a plus 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 in python.py in our local, which we added here. So we can check the difference over here in the same way, and then I'll show you what is git ignore now. So suppose I will make a new file over here like .git ignore. I'll create it from here. Touch dot git ignore, git ignore. Make sure that spellings are correct and with it start with dot. So I have created it. Touch dot git ignore. Now I will edit it. Now I will say that uh, star star.java. So whatever there will be with a dot extension in Java, it will ignore it. suppose it, I mean to say, it won't add to the tracking, it won't upload to the uh, our GitHub. So let me create a file with Java extension, touch file name dot java. So I created. Now I will check the git status. So it should not say me like how earlier it was showing me as in red, right? So it should not be there. So like there is any files to be tracked. Git status. It is showing there is some error, I think. Let me check. Okay, so what it is telling, that it's right, absolutely. So it is telling first we have not tracked this file, right? So first it is asking me to track down this file because git ignore is tracked. So I will add this one, git, and earlier we have modified the python.py, but it's not showing me still here also that Java file, the one which I created. So let me add here git add git commit, then git push. Now these things have pushed, but still if I again check, like, see, suppose here I have here dot java extension. I'll create one more Java in the similar way because that time it was came of some other file as well. So let me show you again the same example. Touch files dot file dot java. So I have created again one more file. Now when I do git status, see, it's there asking, there is telling that working tree is clean. So nothing to commit. So here we came to an end of this session. Like if you still feel there is something missing that I would add, or uh, you need to give some suggestions, uh, comment box is open, you can go ahead and comment it, and I'll posting those links like this one, uh, how to install gitbash. This is our website, you can follow and subscribe even this website, and also our channel, and get new resources and upcoming videos. Thank you guys.